kind of talk about the origins of Alex's work and some of where the funding actually came from to support this work. And I want to acknowledge Beth Gines, who's here with us today. Raise your hand, Beth, because Beth was responsible for getting the federal dollars, stimulus dollars, sent over here to UCLA when she was the sustainability director for the city of LA. And Gretchen Hardison, who's also here from DWP, is playing a major role at DWP in some of the climate adaptation work along with that. And so, you know, Alex's talk, in my view, is really groundbreaking. I mean, we saw that Alex was able to really talk about the downscales in a way, but now he's actually taking it to a new level in science communication. And I think that that's really critical. There's a few areas that I just wanted to highlight where we've been going down the wrong path on communicating climate change. And first of all, we've been talking about these global climate scenarios in a way where we're not bringing it home to where people live. There's about George Mason University and their Center for Climate Change Communications performed a number of studies and concluded that basically about a third of the public can actually grasp, you know, the sort of global climate science, and they're kind of sold when they hear about polar bears and Arctic sea ice and South Sea islands being impacted. But that leaves 2/3 of the public who really cannot connect with that information. And so sociologists also conducted at Yale University, they asked people what images come to mind when they think of climate change. And 9 out of the 10 images were non-human. And when we learn, when we talk about things that move us, we hear stories. And Little Red Riding Glacier just doesn't quite do it. So we have to make the stories locally relevant. Alex has shown us the way on that. And I don't even think that in terms of scale, talking about the state of California is small enough a scale. When you travel abroad, do you say, hi, I'm from California? You say, I'm from LA. I'm from Sacramento. We identify with these local places, and one of the most moving things in Alex's slideshow is to see where the names of the neighborhoods are, naming it, and saying that this will be the likely impact in that community, brings it home and touches people in places where the global conversation totally misses. And we have to talk about people. We have to put the face of people out there. And we have to not talk about these impacts, but we have to put human beings in that picture. And we have to bring up new voices. Right now, we've basically exhausted everyone who will be convinced by a politician on climate change, or an environmentalist for that matter. And that's why we need to bring in voices of utility managers who talk about the importance of getting new generation or having their transmission lines survive wildfires. We need to have public health officials talking about heat exhaustion and heat stroke and the necessity to prepare for that. We need new people. You need trout fishermen saying, we're going to lose our snowfall. We're going to lose our snowpack, and there goes my trout fishing in the San Gabriel Mountains. We need snowboarders. We need other people who will reach an audience in a fresh and new way. And then we need things to be conveyed visually, and my God, Alex has done a magnificent job along with Madeline in creating a slide deck that brings it home. And we need solutions. Because also sociologists have told us when we talk about these global impacts, and we have to say, love Al Gore. However, he has talked about these things in apocalyptic terms. And same with Mr. McKibben. Love Bill McKibben. They have me at hello. The problem is that people don't know where to go with that information. And it's so daunting, so scary, that a lot of people just shut down. And they figure, what the hell, there's nothing you can do about it. And we can't deal with that form of denial. And what you saw from Alex's presentation was scary. It is daunting. It is difficult, but it's not the end of the world. And I think that's a very key and important concept, that if we make the investments today, we can actually make a difference. And it's the view of our organization to put in place policies that meet the challenge of climate change in the future, help the city become more resilient, but there are impacts that happen today that will rebound to people's favor, that today they will be able to experience some of the benefits of meeting the climate challenge. We've identified 3 no-regret scenarios. I know there are more. Paula Daniels is here with the Food Policy Council. There's some great food policies that are no regrets under any scenario, any climate scenario, whether it's mitigation or the business as usual, that we can roll out, and no matter what, those are the right things to do. And there are many, many more, but we've identified a few. One is to curb the urban heat island effect. Just being in a city where 40% of our landmass is asphalt, and another 20% of our landmass is rooftops, that we've created these cities that are sponges for energy, that hold the heat in our city. Somewhere between 3 to 22 degrees Fahrenheit is collected within the city of LA just because it's a city. And because of that, we have been moving on a Cool Roofs initiative. And Mayor Villaraigosa has been very enthusiastic about this. He has actually tasked Building and Safety to move ahead with Cal Green regs in the city, mandating that virtually every new rooftop will be a cool roof. And our friends at DWP have stepped up and have expanded an incentive program ensuring that there will be no incremental costs to any homeowner to put a cool roof on. We also have another great policy opportunity that will rebound today, in that the city of LA is looking at a roads bond. There's so many potholes in the city. The roads are a wreck. We're 60 years behind schedule in fixing our roads. So perhaps in November of 2014, there's going to be an effort to remake the streets of Los Angeles. And while they're doing it, we have to do that to capture more stormwater when it comes down. We have to create places where people can bicycle and they're shaded by trees, a complete street. That's moving ahead. But we can also embed highly reflective material in the asphalt slurry. And it is going to be asphalt in Los Angeles. We would love the idea of there being other materials, but we own 2 asphalt companies, so it's going to be asphalt. And so we can work with that, and we can embed in that asphalt material ways of cooling the city so that the roads will last longer and will save money. I'm so glad JR brought up Prop 39 currently. There is an enormous effort at perhaps having cool roofs for the municipal buildings and for many of the schools so that they can save money on the energy costs. The other no-regret scenario, besides curbing urban heat island, is for there to be stormwater capture. Absolutely, we have to beef up our own local water supply. There's no scenario, whether it's flood or drought, where we do not need more local water supply. And the third area, which has the combined benefit to help us reduce the amount of GHG is that we're emitting here in Los Angeles, is to really beef up our electric distribution system. I love the vision of solar on rooftops throughout LA, but I wish I could tell you DWP could use every single electron that would be generated from that. Our distribution system is not capable of doing that today. So we need to invest in a distribution system that can do and take advantage of the distributive generation, as well as we have something along the lines of, I forgot how much, but it's thousands of miles, maybe 60,000 miles is the number I have in my head, Guido, of transmission that is in the state of California that's going through national forests that are now subject to more wildfires, as you saw from Alex's presentation. We need to find a way to make the transmission grid more resilient. So those are a few of the projects that we believe we can immediately work on, make lives better today, reduce greenhouse gases, and at the same time make California more resilient in the face of climate change. Thank you.